Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to another episode of In Studio. Today we have very special guests, Cody Nickson and Jessica Graf.
You say that about everyone.
Do I really?
I don't know.
I said it about you last time you were here. Cody's a very special guest.
He's a fan of us.
Well, I have to point out, when I first interviewed you back in June, I said, what are you going to do like after the show? Do you remember what you said to me?
No, I have no clue.
You said, I'm going to disappear, no more interviews with the Hollywood Reporter, you'll never see me again.
I probably didn't say the Hollywood Reporter.
You said the Hollywood Reporter, you said it, yeah.
Maybe I did.
I said, no more interviews, don't talk to me after the show.
That was the whole point, to just kind of go away after the show.
But you haven't disappeared, you're everywhere.
It didn't work.
You are
I blame Jessica.
Now you're Jody, and you're on The Amazing Race.
Yeah.
I want to first start off by saying you guys seem $1 million richer.
Well, I mean, I hope we look like $1 million, but I mean, we can't really
You can't
reveal
say.
how
You
we
can't
did.
say.
Yeah.
So how are you guys?
We're doing great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Jessica's usually the
great.
talkative one.
Yeah, we're great. I don't know, just celebrated my birthday in Cabo.
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
How was Cabo?
It was amazing.
Fun enough.
Yeah.
Fun enough. Just
It was it was relaxing. It was fun. It was a little bit of both.
Yeah. I mean, we got to do like 3 days down there, so
That's
there's enough time away, but glad to get back to the United States.
awesome. So now we're here to talk about The Amazing Race Season 30. Looking back from the beginning, when did you first find out you were going to be on? You were in the jury house, right?
I was in the jury house,
Yeah.
and then one of the executive producers came to me and said, Jessica's been talking to us about like
Yeah.
going on The Amazing Race, and are you interested? And I said, yeah, you know, I mean, if Jessica's in, I'm in.
No.
So once I got out, I signed whatever paperwork, and I expected I expected them to start shooting like a few months later, and then it was like 5
like right
days.
away, yeah.
They're like, no, you leave in 5 days.
It's
So-
crazy. What was your like immediate reaction when you were offered it?
Well, I was actually down in Malibu, and I had a photo shoot in Malibu, and we had just gotten in the car, and I was on my way home, and I got a call from Jesse from CBS, and he asked how I felt about doing Amazing Race, and it was something that Cody and I discussed when we were in the house together, because we wanted to still be able to compete post Big Brother. And I was like, yeah, that sounds great. We would definitely love to do that. I'm guessing it's shooting in the spring. And he was like, no, it's shooting in like 2 weeks. So
That's crazy.
he said, if you're interested, I need you to go home right now. And I'm going to send someone from CBS to pick up your passport. And we're going to start you on the process. So it was all really, really fast.
We really didn't have any time to prepare.
No,
No.
one thing I thought I was just thinking about that was kind of funny is you were in the jury house with a few people that you kind of disliked, but in your head you're like, wow, I'm going to be on The Amazing Race. Like,
Yeah.
I'm the best.
Well,
Is that what you thought?
No. I mean, but it was funny when some of them would talk about like, oh, I hope The Amazing Race contacts me after this, because some of them would say that,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
who said that?
I'm not gonna say who, but it'd be funny because in my head I was thinking like,
Well, I'm
wow,
gonna be on it, yeah.
they've already contacted us.
Now, going back to the first episode where it was like a live start, all your fans were there. What was that live start like?
The coolest moment
Yeah.
of my entire life.
That was wild. Yeah.
New York, there were thousands
Yeah.
and thousands of people that showed up for the start line. We didn't expect it. We pulled up in a bus with all the rest of the teams, and none of us have said a word to each other, so we don't know who anyone is yet.
So did you not recognize any of the other contestants?
I recognized
You
them.
did, yeah.
I recognized Joey Chestnut, the
Yeah.
competitive eater.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Were you a
recognized
fan
him
of competitive eating?
Well, I mean, everyone knew about Kobayashi, like
Yeah.
slamming that hot dog
Yeah.
record. And then here comes Joey Chestnut, crushes Kobayashi, but like nobody said anything about Joey Chestnut because he's just this slobby dude, you know?
And it was now on The Amazing Race.
Yeah.
So, and I saw like one of the videos when you guys were starting, you took your shoes off, you had to run through water. What was that kind of like?
I mean, gosh, can we even talk about that? I mean, I just didn't want to get my feet wet starting the race off, you know what I mean? It was one of those deals. I might as well take my shoes off before I jump in this fountain. Yeah, get my feet dry.
What about you? Did you take your shoes off too? Or?
No, I mean, I didn't have to run into the fountain.
Okay.
It was just
what
one
was
person.
the fountain? Why did you have to run in the fountain?
You'll have to watch and see. You know, this race starts and immediately they just throw us into stuff. There was no hesitation. It was just one challenge after the other, and it was an exhausting, 3 weeks of filming.
That's crazy.
It was a lot.
Now, did you guys get along with your competitors, or was there any rivalries or?
It was interesting. I don't know. You really can't talk about it.
No, I know.
We got
without
along
spoiling
better
anything. Yeah.
with the cast in AR than we did with the cast of Big Brother.
What?
We'll say that.
Really?
Yes,
What?
we
I'm joking.
it was very
think
hard
so.
to for it to get worse than Big Brother because that cast was so volatile. So we got along a lot better, but there's definitely some speed bumps to watch in the show.
We don't know what people are saying behind our back, so we may think that we just had whatever, but
in Big Brother you're like in very close proximity with the other contestants, but Amazing Race it's not as much.
Right.
So if there was a feud, how did that happen?
I guess we can't even talk about it. No.
We can't talk about anything today.
What do you want to
Thanks
talk
for
about?
No, I guess did anyone recognize you guys from Big Brother?
No.
No.
Team-wise,
I don't think so.
No one.
None of them were Big Brother watchers.
No.
In fact, New York, CBS announced to a bunch of people hey, this is the start, here in New York. So a lot of people that were fans of us came out there with signs, all this kind of
Way more
stuff,
than we ever
screaming
expected.
for us.
That's crazy.
So all these other teams are like, who are these
Who are
guys?
these people?
Yeah.
Plus,
It's
Which
Jody.
immediately puts a target on your back because you're in this cast of amazing athletes and competitors who are used to also having a lot of attention drawn to themselves, but their names maybe not have been out yet to the press. So we had a lot of amazing fans that came out to support us, and there might have been some targets put on us because of that. So.
Yeah, each of the other teams had their own fan base too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Every single one of them is some kind of big name in whatever region of whatever they're in.
But your fans are pretty intense though. Do you agree?
The
oddly
Jody
enough,
Army
yeah.
They're shout out to Jody fans.
Yeah, word up.
They're great. Hopefully you're all watching. Besides the starting line, did you see fans throughout the entire race? Did people recognize you in terms of?
I can say that we were recognized during the race. Yeah.
You were.
Yeah.
Can you say that too?
Yes. If you can say it, I guess I can say it.
Awesome. Now in Big Brother, you guys kind of didn't listen to each other, or
We had our own directions. Yeah. On how to do things.
For the race.
On Big
For
Brother.
for Amazing Race, I guess, who did you listen to in terms of making the decision?
He took the lead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We agreed on a lot of stuff, though.
He's a Marine. I'm not going to say he doesn't know better in this competition where we're competing around the globe and a lot of it's physical. And so, he definitely took the lead. I think he had to take the lead.
Now, one thing, you guys started the race pretty early on in your relationship. What did you learn about each other on this wild ride?
I don't think we learned anything new because we spent so much time together in the Big Brother house. You know what I mean?
Have you guys been apart since?
No.
That's insane. Congrats.
There's a severe codependency issue that I'm sure some psychologists would be like, these people are psychotic in some way, shape, or form. They should spend some time away from each other, but no, we can't do that.
You have no plans to separate.
No,
right?
not at all.
That's
Not
great.
at all.
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm happy. Yeah.
I'm needy, so I'm glad that he is too.
Why do you think you were able to, find love on Big Brother and so quick?
I guess just in a situation where you find your soulmate.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
And
that
we were
easy.
both so against it that we knew it was, more sincere, I guess you could say. I didn't walk into the house being like, I'm going to go find a man, But it
I
was
avoided
the exact
her
opposite.
the first week. Yeah.
Because you were with Raven a lot. at the
Yeah,
time,
he was busy making out with Raven.
Vomit.
Speaking of Big Brother, do you stay in touch with any of the house guests, and who do you talk to and who?
Mark and Elena.
Cool.
Everyone else, I guess they just don't even exist to us.
Yeah, I'd like to pretend that they were never born.
Has anyone reached out to you since the show?
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
No. Now you guys are part of this Big Brother family, and now the Amazing Race family. Who have you met, I guess, from the Big Brother family that has stood out to you? Because you were a fan. You both were fans.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've watched the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Both of us have watched since we were little kids.
I know
so.
Evil Dick's a big fan of you
Yep.
guys.
I was a big
You're
fan of his.
Janelle was my all-time favorite Big
Yeah.
Brother competitor, and then she reached out to me post-show, and I was starstruck. Actually, I love Janelle, so it was cool. His favorite player and my favorite player didn't hate us.
Yeah.
awesome.
Evil Dick gives us little shout-outs every once in a while. It's pretty cool.
That's great.
And he always says inappropriate stuff.
Yeah, he
so
does. He's
funny.
very inappropriate on Twitter. But he's Evil Dick. He's just himself. Now, you won America's Favorite House Guest. Where'd you put that money? You save it, or?
I mean,
You spend it in
save some of
Cabo.
it, spend some of it. Cabo wasn't that expensive. I didn't realize it was only a 2-hour flight to
Yeah.
Cabo from LA.
That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
so that's why I pretty much picked it. I wasn't trying to skimp on your birthday gift, but
Oh, it was
It was
was
my
it
birthday.
yours?
a birthday
He surprised
gift. Yeah,
me.
yeah.
That's so great.
But
Yeah.
it's actually a pretty affordable trip. So yeah.
So I guess you can't spoil too many of the destinations, but in traveling around the world, were you able to like embrace the cultures, and what kind of stood out from you from traveling?
Yeah, well, I mean, we were always able to embrace whatever
Yeah.
culture that we were
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
adapt.
It also happens so fast when you're racing. It's very tunnel vision, you know. We try, at least I tried to make it a point to kind of like look around and be like, wow,
Yeah.
I'm in this incredible location right now. But if you want to be successful, you have to just kind of block everything else out.
But most
Because you have to focus on the race, but you're
Yes.
still in these.
most of every areas that we went to were very kind.
What stood out to you the most about each destination you were able to go to? Because the first one, you can say you went to Iceland was the first one. You can talk about that.
Right.
And
Water
I
in
heard you were
Iceland is
wearing
amazing.
your short shorts in Iceland and a t-shirt.
I
That's
wore
all.
my short shorts every day, but sometimes I covered them with
Were you
like
cold,
longer
though?
shorts. No, I
Yeah.
mean you just kind of block all that
Yeah.
out. But yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those places where it's really pretty, but there's not a lot of people there.
No.
I think the entire population of Iceland's like 330,000 people. So it's kind of weird to be in a country where that's just there's
No.
so sparse.
What about you?
the water in Iceland's delicious.
It is. And they
Like
have
the
great
drinking
coffee.
water?
They
Yeah.
have great coffee.
You love your coffee. That's
I
great.
do. Yeah.
He
So
Iceland had the best coffee.
they have to have the best
Yeah,
coffee. I mean,
'cause
they're
they're
in
so
Iceland.
cold.
Now, in terms of going to like these destinations, you're like in the race, but is there downtime or is there no downtime, or how does that work?
When you have downtime, you're in the hotel.
Sleeping.
Well,
Or no.
you're locked in the hotel.
And
You're
you
not
can't
like
leave.
allowed
Yeah,
to
yeah.
explore or anything like that. So
Yeah.
it was just like being in Big Brother again, except we didn't have
Unless you have a
annoying people to
few-
share
I mean,
quarters
just in a
with.
hotel.
I mean, like during that downtime, were you able to like strategize a little bit, or
Not
There's-
really, because
It's
you never knew
different,
what
yeah.
was coming next.
Yeah.
It's just
I liked to guess a lot what country we were going to, and I feel like I was right a lot
Were you
of
really?
times. Yeah.
How do you guess that? That's crazy.
I don't know. I just had like, because you watch the show and you
Yeah.
have an idea of where they tend to visit a
Yeah.
lot and stuff like that. So I thoroughly enjoyed guessing where we were going to go next.
That's awesome. I have a few Twitter fan questions that I'm gonna take right now. This question comes from Alex. Alexandria, not Alex from Big Brother. That was a bad joke.
I was waiting. I was like, why are you
I was
making
like,
that
pause.
face?
It comes from but first Alex. What's the biggest takeaway you will take that you learned from this experience compared to your experience on Big Brother?
biggest takeaway.
I don't know.
That it's
$1 million.
better to compete. I don't know. The worst thing that somebody can do to you on Amazing Race is give you a U-turn, which means
Yeah.
that you essentially have to double compete. On Big Brother, I mean, there's times where you're stripped of your ability to compete.
Yeah.
and
When
then
you
they
need
just-
to.
And then they just vote you out. So I guess the takeaway is I like Amazing Race better because I was able to compete. You
No
know,
matter what,
everything's on
yeah.
your shoulders.
No.
As opposed to, I mean, sometimes you can just be stripped of that ability and then they just vote you out.
What were the cons, I guess, for the Amazing Race?
I don't know.
Everything
I
was
think
perfect.
the only con I would say was, you're going around the country, the world in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So like you didn't really get to like, we would go to places that I would love to explore more.
Yeah.
So just wishing I would be able to explore more.
There are things that are out of your control. I mean, what happens
Yeah.
if you get a bad cab driver?
Yeah.
You know? It's just
Did
one
that
of those
happen?
deals.
Like,
I don't know. Maybe not.
I think you could say that. That's not a spoiler.
I'm pretty sure everyone
Did you have a
throughout
bad
the
cab
Amazing
experience?
I'm pretty sure everyone throughout the Amazing Race
Had
has
a
had
bad cab.
yes.
at least one bad cab experience.
It's like a rite of passage. If you're on AR, you get a bad cab driver at some point in time.
Were people helpful during the race at all? Like, onlookers, or
At times.
Yeah,
did people give you the wrong answers or anything?
at times.
At times.
Another question from Twitter. I kind of already asked this, but let me ask you again. It's from @ThroneFamily, Melanie Throne. What did you learn about each
She
other?
gave me this shirt.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, her Twitter picture is you guys.
I
She's
kid
like a
you
big
not.
fan.
Like, yeah, she gave
Shout
me
out
this
to
shirt.
Melanie.
Yeah.
What did you learn about each other during the race? You kind of touched up on this, but
it more or less solidified like everything that we already knew about each other. You know, it just
that you love each other.
Yeah, he's just the most patient person in the entire universe.
you got.
There you go.
Thanks. It's from at Silas85. Did you have a strategy to form an alliance with any other teams, and how did you decide?
Actually, right from the start, we were like, all right, we're gonna actually work together with other teams.
Okay,
and
cool.
See how far we can make it with them.
Did that work out?
It did, but very organically. Like, it wasn't ever forced. Like, the teams that we really liked as people, it was never really a discussion until later. It was kind of like, oops, we fell into this alliance, and it's kind of awesome.
You'll have to see which.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you.
Did you have like an alliance name? You can say
No.
that.
No, we didn't go that far.
Why? So in Big Brother, no one had like an alliance name. Like as fans of the
No,
show, everyone had
there
alliance
was
names.
so much wrong with season 19
Why
of Big Brother.
why weren't there
it was
any
so
alliance
untraditional.
I don't know. I always thought. Well, for one, I mean that initial alliance, I didn't consider that my alliance at all because I was ready to pick off Paul right off the bat. So I don't know. I guess I didn't want to establish something with an alliance name. I don't know. They're always kind of dweebish. Like they always just run into it just so they can like make up a name real quick.
I think it's very traditional. I think it's part of like the Big Brother experience is having an alliance name. And there were a lot of aspects of this season of Big Brother that were very untraditional, and that kind of sucked, you know, because as a fan, like I would like to experience some things.
She wanted the name like the entire time.
Yeah.
She wants a label.
Looking back,
I always want a label.
if say you, Mark and Elena actually like solidified an alliance with the four of you, what would that have been called?
Let me think about that and get back to you.
All right, get back to me. And
I'll get back to you. I'll tweet it to you.
Okay, cool. Now, Big Brother Celebrity is coming up in February. Who do you want to see in that show?
I hope it's not just a bunch of reality stars from other TV shows.
From, like,
you know what I mean?
Celebrity
Like I want to see
Rehab.
like actually, I want to see actual celebrities on there.
Yeah.
Did you hear it's only 19 days?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's
super
dumb.
speed.
That's dumb.
How would you have done in the house if it was just 19 days? Just
19 days.
quick?
That's not even enough time to get past like that kumbaya phase that everyone has.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a whole kumbaya season.
I don't know
for sure.
how. I don't know how they're gonna get like go
Did
crazy
you
on each other.
Did you ever experience a kumbaya phase?
There
Yeah.
was.
Oh,
There
yeah,
was.
there
Really?
was.
All the like edited stuff where it shows me like not talking to people and stuff. I have full conversations with people and then they just edit it to where like there's like a lull in the conversation and I'm like the idiot that's sitting there like
No,
not talking.
I don't think you were the idiot.
Yeah.
But I guess who would you want to see besides the dream castings? Come on.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Just people besides reality stars.
Ryan Reynolds, because he's hysterical.
That's
like
not gonna happen.
it would never happen, but how funny
I think
would
it's
it
gonna
be?
happen.
Yeah, right. If I had my dream like cast, Ryan and Blake would both be in it because I love them and they're both
Blake Lively,
hilarious.
yeah.
We're on first name basis. I
Yeah.
follow her on Twitter. She doesn't follow me back.
They would be like the Jodie of Celebrity Big Brother.
Yeah, only better.
Wouldn't it be funny if two celebrities got together on Big Brother though?
It
I
can
think
happen.
that is probably gonna happen. I have a feeling.
Ooh,
Do you know who the cast is?
No, I don't know anything.
Oh come on, you're the spoiler king.
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk
Leaked it
about
on
that.
Twitter.
Let's hear about it.
I thought I was allowed to say. I'm sorry. Going back to that time when I interviewed you guys before you went on the race, some of the questions I asked you was, I guess, why you think you guys were chosen for the race compared to other Big Brother house guests, and you had a pretty candid answer.
What was
Why
it?
was
I don't
that?
know.
I don't remember.
You said everyone else was a dud.
Oh yeah. That's fair. It's good.
Well, the problem with people on reality shows now is, all right, they're cast to be themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they go into these interviews, whatever. Producers say, all right, this is the guy I want on my show because this is who he is. But a lot of people, they get on the show, the second those cameras come on for like live feeds, people lose their damn minds. They start screaming into the camera, they start hooting and hollering all the time. They're trying to be something like completely different from what they are. So I feel like me and Jessica just stayed ourselves. And for some reason,
That's why
after 19 seasons of Big Brother, that's refreshing now. I don't know why that's the case, but that's like a refreshing thing to see.
The number one reason I can't go back and rewatch the episodes is because of the yelling that goes on in the DR.
No.
It is so...
Isn't that insane?
It's crazy.
They yell. They just
I
yell
can't
into
watch
the
it.
camera.
Did you guys hear that?
No.
Like from
No,
No.
it's all soundproof,
Yeah.
obviously.
Did you watch back?
I tried.
She won't, I mean, I
You won't watch
really
it?
don't watch any episodes.
I don't even let him talk about Big Brother in the
No,
house.
she hates it, actually.
Really?
It makes me physically ill.
Sorry, we're talking about it now.
That's all right.
Did you you didn't watch back the finale when you won the
We
25,000?
did, actually.
Yeah, that's what we did watch.
Okay,
was
cool.
the finale.
We recently watched it because I hadn't seen the finale
Yeah.
either because they put us in a green room during finale and we don't get to.
watch.
I snuck in my laptop and I got like the first 10 minutes of it and then PS. And then production found out and took away my laptop. But yeah, we watched it, found out some things I had no idea was going on.
She's always
Were going
breaking
on.
rules. Like in finals casting, I guess she had like her cell phone and everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What are they gonna do? Not cast you on Big Brother again? Good.
Uh-oh. Don't tell anyone. Speaking of that, did you guys see each other before? I know you can't talk about casting, but did you
No.
see each other before?
We were in two separate groups for
Okay.
casting. So I was in the first one, she was in the second one. So I never got to see her until we were about to walk into on stage. They put us in a hallway.
Okay.
And
I was
right before
really
we
late.
walked out there, yeah, she was really late because we were all standing there wondering why
Oh, you
we
were late?
standing there.
Oh, it's a shocker.
They were trying to figure out a way to like cover this area for
Yeah.
it to be like TV appropriate. So we went through a lot of wardrobe changes,
Changes.
which made me very late to filming.
But yeah, and this babe comes walking into the hallway, stands right next to me, and
The rest is history.
I swear I
Before
tried to avoid
before we
it.
go, are you guys open to doing more reality TV? Would you go back to Big Brother? Would you do The Amazing Race again? Would you,
I don't know.
what's next for you?
I don't like TV.
You don't. This
He
can be
just loves
broadcast.
the camera.
I agreed to this because we
Yeah.
like you.
Oh, awesome.
You know,
Thanks.
it's
Thanks. What is next for you guys? What are you hoping to do? In terms of your relationship, in terms
Stay
of yourselves?
tuned.
Stay tuned.
yeah.
So
I don't
candid.
know.
What do you want to say to fans before we go?
Thanks for always supporting us, and we appreciate all of the love and support that we have gotten since the beginning. You guys are amazing and have made all of this way more enjoyable.
They're passionate. It's
Yeah.
crazy, and it's awesome.
I just talked to Phil Kogan, and he said he asked you about your stare down while you
Yeah.
guys were on the race, and you just said you're just always focused.
Yeah. I mean, it's like one of the first things he asked me, like while we're on there. So.
Phil's
Was he
amazing.
just here?
He was just here. You guys missed him.
Aw, dang it.
He heard you were coming, and he ran out of here.
I don't
Did you
believe
say
that.
I'm joking.
Did you say
Yeah.
Kogan?
Yeah.
Isn't it Koenig?
No, it's Kogan.
Is it Kogan? All right.
Oh.
Well, my bad.
All right. Well,
Sorry, Phil.
thanks for watching, everybody. See you soon.